on, guys? Good morning. How are you? Today we're going to take a first look at my personal 2018 Yamaha R1. Going to give you guys a first look. How have I liked the bike so far after about 3 months of ownership, and just take a little bit of a tour. Now this bike is, to be quite frank with you, one of the best, if not the best, leader bike on the market currently. For 2018 revisions wise, Yamaha made a couple really key revisions that I feel really made this bike a complete package. First thing being is going to be the quick shifter. Before, the quick shifter was just up. Now they have included an auto blipper, so now we're going up as well as down. So that was a great feature that Yamaha added. Another key component that I think a lot of people don't realize compared with the R1M is the wheels are actually the same magnesium wheels as the R1M. Super light, you know, nowhere near as light as going to be like a carbon fiber wheel from Rotobox or BST. Still very, very light. Another awesome key component is going to be the aluminum fuel tank. This fuel tank I've taken off a couple times to do quite a few modifications, which I will do in another video. Very, very, very light. Yamaha really focused on making this bike extremely light for its class, as well as keeping the same cross-plane motor, that 200 horsepower motor, which sounds absolutely incredible, guys. Again, probably one of the best sounding engines, you know, barring something like an RSV4. Another key component that they actually added as well is the launch control system. Now basically the system will not allow you to go above 8,000 RPM and launch the bike as hard as you want. Great addition. Not something you use too often, but you know, hey, an awesome addition nonetheless. This bike, to be quite honest with you, it's not something you can really wrap your head around. One of my favorite parts about this bike as well is going to be the Tft Display. Now this display is fully customizable. You can go in here and change quite literally everything. You know, your display modes, you can set it up for track mode instead of the normal street mode, which is a lot easier. It just focuses on, you know, upper RPM riding where the power band is, so you can stay focused on track. Another key component that is really cool is just your ability to dial in all the settings. Whether it be traction control, slide control, all these things are amazing features that didn't really exist a couple years ago. You know, you could have variations from essentially the MotoGP M1 bike that Rossi rides, you know, going all the way from 1 to 9. So it's a pretty exciting system in place that they have, just to have that ability to fine-tune your exact settings. Now again, that quick shifter that we were talking about earlier, there's 2 different settings, right? So you have your first setting, which is much quicker, right? So it's something like a race setting on a car. It's going to be something that really is very fast, very firm. If you set it on 2, what that's going to do is make the shifts a little smoother. So putting it something in like comfort mode, or you know, like a strata mode, something that's just a lot easier streetability wise. The quick shifter, you can turn that off and on. Lift control, 3 variations. Just a really good system, guys. Lap timer, logging, all your maintenance. There's just infinite settings on this guy, as well as your typical Yamaha power modes, which you can adjust A, B, C, and D, and then again, fully customizable. So a really cool system. Now this bike is, again, probably one of the better bikes in its class, and I'll tell you why. It's really just the engine and just the complete package Yamaha gives you. Now this bike is rated at almost 200 horsepower from the factory, and the stock exhaust, you know, is pretty heavy and pretty restrictive. Now on this bike, I've actually fitted an aftermarket exhaust system on there, which sounds absolutely phenomenal. It's really how the bike should sound from the factory if there weren't, you know, emissions in place and sound restrictions. But again, just a great bike. Just want to give you guys a first look of my 2018 Yamaha R1. Absolutely adore this bike. It is phenomenal. You know, the bodywork is distinctly Yamaha. The flying buttresses in the back, the LEDs up front. Just a all around very well engineered, well oiled machine. I want to do a full on review of this bike later. But just want to give you guys a quick first look at my 2018 R1. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to give me an ask. Take care, guys. Have a good day.